1. The 2010 Copiapó Mining Accident, Chile. On August 5, 2010, 33 miners were working inside the San Jose mine in northern Chile when suddenly 700,000 tons of rock collapsed above them. The primary access tunnel was completely destroyed, cutting off any possible escape. Deep underground, the miners were trapped 2,300 feet, 700 meters, below the surface in a scorching hot environment where temperatures reached 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 degrees Celsius. Their emergency refuge, a small chamber meant for temporary shelter, quickly became their prison. 17 days in isolation. For over 2 weeks, there was zero contact with the outside world. No one knew if they were alive, and they had no idea if anyone was searching for them. With limited supplies, they rationed food and water to an extreme degree. Each miner ate 2 spoonfuls of tuna, a sip of milk, and a cracker every 48 hours. To stay hydrated, they drank water from industrial coolant tanks, even though it was barely suitable for human consumption. Darkness surrounded them constantly, and they had no way of telling time. On August 22nd, after 17 days of drilling blindly, rescuers finally reached them with a narrow borehole. When they pulled the drill bit back to the surface, they found a note attached. "We are well in the refuge, the 33 of us." The world erupted in joy. The miners were alive. The most daring rescue in history. A global team of NASA scientists, Chilean engineers, and drilling experts worked around the clock to design an escape plan. The miners received supplies through the small borehole, including food, medicine, and even a tiny projector to watch movies. A 28-inch wide escape tunnel was drilled, a process that took weeks. A custom-built steel capsule named Phoenix was designed to bring them up one by one. Finally, on October 13, 2010, after 69 days underground, the first miner emerged. Each rescue took about 15 minutes, and over the next 24 hours, all 33 men were pulled to safety. 2. The 2002 Quecreek Mine Rescue. On July 24, 2002, 9 miners in Quecreek, Pennsylvania, were drilling when they accidentally punctured the wall of an abandoned mine. Instantly, 50 million gallons of water from the old mine flooded their tunnel. They had no escape route. Water levels rose rapidly. Temperatures were just above freezing. A 77-hour battle against hypothermia. The miners climbed onto a small ledge, barely above the rising water. For 3 days, they stood waist-deep in near-freezing water, fighting hypothermia and exhaustion. Above ground, rescuers worked frantically to drill a narrow shaft, but the unstable rock made drilling difficult. Finally, after 77 hours, the drill broke through. One by one, the miners were lifted to safety in a steel rescue capsule. The 9 for 9 operation became a textbook example of a flawless mine rescue. The 2023 Stilfontein Rescue, South Africa, a group of 246 illegal miners, known as Zama-Zamas, had been working inside the Buffelsfontein gold mine, an abandoned site long shut down by the government. When authorities discovered their operation, they didn't rescue them. Instead, they sealed the entrances and cut off their food and water supply. Desperation turns to horror. Trapped underground without food or clean water, the situation became desperate. Some ate cockroaches to stay alive. Survivors later claimed cannibalism occurred. As days passed, it became clear that no one was coming to save them. 2 courageous local men, Mandla Charles and Mimswandile Mikwai, decided to act. Using a makeshift pulley system, they descended 4,200 feet into the abandoned tunnels, risking their own lives to pull the miners out. For 3 days, they worked tirelessly, bringing up to 13 miners per trip. Miners were rescued. Instead of being celebrated, many of the survivors were immediately arrested, highlighting the brutal reality illegal miners face in South Africa.